The metallic cube pulsed against Alina's palm, emitting a soft blue glow that illuminated her face in the pre-dawn darkness. Military personnel swarmed around the crash site, setting up containment fields and scanning equipment, their urgent voices a chaotic backdrop to Alina's racing thoughts. "Dr. Rice, the Pentagon is requesting immediate video conference," said Colonel Martinez, his weathered face taut with concern. "Whatever that thing told you has set off every alarm from here to Washington." Alina nodded, still transfixed by the cube. The specimen's final words suggested foreknowledge. "It knew it would die here, Colonel. It came deliberately." Inside the hastily erected command tent, screens flickered with satellite imagery, showing the approaching alien fleet, 17 massive vessels, each larger than Manhattan, moving with deliberate precision toward Earth. General Hayes' grim face appeared on the central monitor. "Dr. Rice, I understand you've recovered an artifact. What can you tell us?" Alina held up the cube. "It appears to be some kind of data storage device, sir. The alien seemed desperate for me to have it specifically. I believe it's a warning." As if responding to her words, the cube projected a holographic star map of our solar system. A timeline appeared, showing repeated approach vectors toward Earth over thousands of years, all ending in retreat or destruction. "My God," whispered Martinez. "They've tried before." Alina's attention shifted to a small anomaly in the alien's tissue sample under her portable microscope. The cells were rupturing, but not from trauma. Something microscopic was attacking them, something common and unremarkable. "Sir, I need to run some tests immediately. The alien's tissue is reacting to something in our environment." Something mundane. Before Hayes could respond, alarms blared throughout the facility. The nearest alien vessel had accelerated, breaking formation from the others. It would reach Earth within hours, not days. Alina's phone buzzed with a text from her colleague Dr. James Wong at the CDC. "Alina, worldwide reports of insect swarms forming unusual patterns. Bees abandoning hives en masse. Birds migrating off-season. Something's triggering global biosphere response." The cube pulsed again, stronger this time, and projected a new image: microscopic organisms, Earth's bacteria and viruses, forming complex structures that Alina immediately recognized from the alien's cellular breakdown. "Sir," she said, an impossible theory forming in her mind, "I don't think the aliens are coming to invade us. I think they're coming to warn us about what Earth itself might do to them." The ground beneath them trembled slightly, imperceptible to most, but Alina had spent enough time in earthquake zones to recognize the distinctive vibration. It wasn't tectonic. It was rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat. The cube's projection shifted again, showing human DNA alongside strange modifications that seemed to activate in response to specific extraterrestrial biological markers. "Colonel, I need to get to Biosphere Laboratory immediately," Alina said, gathering her equipment. "And sir, tell the President that shooting down those ships might be exactly what triggers whatever failsafe system this visitor was warning us about. These aliens aren't our enemy." The colonel looked skeptical. "Then what are they?" Alina stared at the advancing fleet on the monitor. "Refugees, perhaps, or messengers." She clutched the cube tighter. "But whatever's coming next, the real threat, is something far older than them. And it might be right beneath our feet." The alien commander's exoskeleton cracked open like a lobster shell, revealing iridescent flesh that seemed to dissolve upon contact with the air. Alina collected samples in hermetically sealed containers, while military personnel established a perimeter around Times Square, now a graveyard of fallen invaders and their disable technology. "How are they all dying so quickly?" General Kaplan demanded, watching another alien soldier collapse mid-stride, its breathing apparatus failing catastrophically. Alina studied her tablet's readout. "It's not just one thing, General. Our atmosphere contains trace elements toxic to their biology. Our insects are delivering compounds that break down their protective gear. Even our radio waves seem to interfere with their neural implants." Across the globe, the pattern repeated itself with mathematical precision. In Rio, the invaders' dropships crashed upon encountering a sudden, inexplicable electrical storm. In Nairobi, swarms of locusts descended on landing parties, their mandibles somehow capable of breaching alien armor. In Sydney, the harbor water itself became viscous around alien vessels, hardening like quick-setting concrete. It's as if Earth anticipated their biological and technological weaknesses, Alina muttered, watching footage from global defense networks. Her satellite phone chimed. Dr. Wong from the CDC again. Alina, we've isolated something remarkable. The honeybees attacking the aliens. Their venom has changed composition in the last 12 hours. It now contains enzymes specifically targeted to break down the aliens' cellular structure. That's evolutionarily impossible. Alina's mind raced back to the cube's projections. James, what if it's not evolution? What if it's activation? Pre-programmed responses lying dormant in Earth's biosphere, waiting for specific triggers. The ground trembled again beneath her feet as she collected more samples from the disintegrating alien commander. Inside its ruptured helmet, Alina found something unexpected. A data crystal similar to her cube, but fractured and failing. She connected it to her equipment, and a message flickered to life. A desperate transmission from the alien fleet to their homeworld. Sanctuary defense systems active beyond predicted parameters. Orbital bombardment only remaining option. Request approval for Protocol Omega. Alina's blood ran cold. The aliens weren't retreating. They were regrouping for an orbital attack. Her tablet pinged with an urgent alert from the Antarctic Research Station. Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka had found something beneath the ice, a structure of non-human origin, estimated to be over 100,000 years old, showing sudden signs of energy activation. Dr. Reyes, came Tanaka's voice, breathless with discovery. You need to see this. The ice sheet has receded, revealing an entrance. There are markings identical to those on your cube. And there's something else. We've found human remains here, but they're not modern. Carbon dating suggests they're over 30,000 years old, and their DNA. Alina, their DNA contains the same modifications we're seeing activate in current human populations. The puzzle pieces clicked together in Alina's mind. They've been here before, she whispered. And we, or something like us, drove them away. Above, the alien fleet reorganized into attack formation. On her tablet screen, Alina watched real-time satellite imagery of something massive stirring beneath the Antarctic ice. Something mechanical yet organic, ancient yet advanced. General, she said, her voice steady despite her racing heart, we need to get to Antarctica immediately. Earth is waking up its defenses, and we need to understand them before those ships open fire. Or we might just trigger something we can't control. The United Nations Emergency Chamber fell silent as Alina projected the genetic comparisons across the massive display screen. Representatives from every major nation leaned forward, faces illuminated by the dancing strands of DNA. These modifications aren't random mutations, Alina explained, highlighting specific gene sequences. They're engineered fail-safes, dormant until triggered by specific extraterrestrial biochemical signatures. She swiped to a new image, cellular samples from various humans showing unprecedented activation patterns. When exposed to even trace elements of the alien biology, human cells produce compounds toxic to their systems. Secretary General Okafor stood, her normally composed demeanor shaken. You're suggesting humans were designed as weapons. Not exactly weapons, Alina corrected. More like antibodies. Earth appears to function as a single immune system, with humans serving as specialized defensive cells. We evolved naturally, but with subtle guidance, genetic markers inserted over millennia to ensure we develop certain traits. Dr. Wong, joining via video from his CDC laboratory, added, we've detected these activated genetic sequences in 97% of human populations worldwide. The remaining 3% show no adverse reactions to alien exposure, but they're displaying different activation patterns. Their brain activity is changing instead. Before Elena could elaborate, Admiral Chen interrupted. The alien fleet has completed its orbital positioning. Energy signatures indicate weapon systems powering up. The cube Elena had carried since the desert suddenly pulsed with increased intensity, projecting what appeared to be schematics, ancient human structures overlaid with energy grids and power conduits. "Those are megalithic sites," gasped Professor Agrawal, the archaeologist from New Delhi. "Stonehenge, Göbekli Tepe, the Nazca lines. They're all there, but showing internal structures we've never detected." Elena's tablet chimed with an alert from the Antarctic team. "Dr. Rice, the chamber is fully accessible now. We found inscriptions. They match Proto-Indo-European root languages, but predating known civilizations by tens of thousands of years. And there's something else. A central control days marked with handprints. Human handprints." The implications stunned Elena. These sites weren't just built by ancient humans. They were built for humans to operate. The handprints suggest interface points calibrated to human biology. The building shuddered as the first alien bombardment struck Earth's upper atmosphere, dissipating harmlessly against an invisible shield that flickered momentarily into visibility, a geodesic pattern encircling the planet. "The defense system is activating automatically," Elena said, watching energy readings spike worldwide. "But it's incomplete. The cube shows 7 nexus points requiring direct human interaction." Dr. Wang's voice carried new urgency. "Elena, those 3% of humans with different activation patterns. We've mapped their locations. They're clustered near these exact sites." The truth crystallized in Elena's mind with sudden clarity. They're not just random genetic variations. They're keys. Humans specifically evolved to interface with these defense systems. Admiral Chen turned from his communications array, face grim. "The orbital shield is weakening with each bombardment. At current degradation rates, it will fail within 6 hours." Elena gathered her equipment, decision made. "We need to find those people immediately and get them to those sites. Earth has prepared for this moment for thousands of years." She looked at the assembled world leaders. "We're not just fighting for human survival now. We're fulfilling our evolutionary purpose." The ancient stones of Stonehenge hummed with energy as Dr. Mira Singh pressed her palms against the central trilithon. One of the 3% with activated brain patterns, she had been rushed here by British Special Forces, while alien bombardment continued to test Earth's weakening shields. "I can feel something," she whispered, her pupils dilating as neural connections formed between her consciousness and the megalith. "It's like memories, not mine." The stones. Halfway across the world, Elena monitored the activation sequence from a military transport helicopter approaching the Nazca lines. Her tablet displayed real-time feeds from all 7 sites: Stonehenge, Göbekli Tepe, the Moai of Easter Island, the Pyramids of Giza, Newgrange in Ireland, the ancient city of Tiwanaku, and the Nazca lines themselves. "Stonehenge is online," she announced as energy readings spiked. A massive stone pillar rose from beneath the ancient circle, projecting a beam of coherent energy into the atmosphere that strengthened the failing shields. Dr. Singh has successfully interfaced with the system. Colonel Jimenez, piloting the helicopter, pointed ahead. "Dr. Rice, look at the ground." Below them, the famous Nazca animal geoglyphs were changing, lines shifting and reconnecting as if redrawn by an invisible hand. The helicopter's instruments went haywire as a massive surge of energy coursed through the desert floor. "We need to land now," Elena urged. "Our interface candidate is ready." Professor Eduardo Vesquez, an archaeologist who had devoted his life to studying the Nazca lines, stood trembling at the edge of the helicopter door. His brain scans had shown the highest level of genetic activation among all candidates, a perfect match for this site. "The lines were never meant to be seen from above," he said, his voice distant as they touched down. "They were markers for what lies beneath." As Vesquez stepped onto the ancient geoglyphs, the ground beneath them shifted, sand pouring away to reveal a spiraling staircase of impossibly smooth stone descending into darkness. Alina's cube pulsed urgently, projecting schematics of an underground complex. This is it, the primary control node for the southern hemisphere. They descended quickly, finding themselves in a vast chamber where crystalline structures pulsed with dormant energy. At the center stood a dais with handprints carved into luminescent stone, perfectly sized for human hands, yet crafted millennia before recorded civilization. "They're getting through." Admiral Chen's voice crackled through Alina's communicator. "The orbital shields are failing at multiple points. We have less than 30 minutes before full breakthrough." Professor Vasquez approached the dais without hesitation, as if drawn by an invisible force. "I know what to do," he said, though he couldn't explain how. "I've always known." As his hand settled into the ancient impressions, his body arched backward, eyes glowing with the same crystalline light that now surged through the chamber. Energy conduits illuminated throughout the structure, revealing walls covered in mathematical equations and star maps that had waited in darkness for thousands of years. "Connection established," Alina reported, watching her instruments register massive power fluctuations. "Nazca node is online." On her tablet, 5 more activation sites showed similar surges as their human interfaces connected to Earth's ancient defense network. Only the Antarctic site remained dormant, the most crucial node, hidden beneath miles of ice and requiring Alina herself to activate. Overhead, the alien bombardment intensified as if they sensed what was happening. The race to awaken Earth's final defense had begun. The Antarctic ice yielded reluctantly, superheated drills carving a path downward through layers of history. Alina and Dr. Takumi Sato descended in the reinforced elevator, while alien bombardment lit the sky above like artificial aurora borealis. "The energy signatures are off the charts," Takumi said, monitoring their equipment. "Whatever's down there makes the other 6 sites look like transistor radios compared to a quantum supercomputer." The elevator shuddered to a halt at the bottom of the shaft, opening to reveal not a natural cave, but a vast artificial chamber. Crystalline pillars stretched upward, each containing what appeared to be suspended holographic data, 3-dimensional representations of DNA strands, star systems, and mathematical equations beyond current human understanding. "The memory of worlds," Alina whispered, the cube in her hand pulsing in synchronization with the chamber's ambient energy. They approached the central platform where a pool of mercury-like liquid rippled without any apparent source of disturbance. As Alina neared, the surface stilled, becoming mirror-perfect, then displayed images from Earth's distant past. 7 civilizations, Takumi breathed, watching the progression, each more advanced than we believed possible for their time. The liquid metal showed ancient humans building impossible structures, developing technologies lost to time. And then, extinction events. Asteroid impacts, massive volcanic eruptions, climate shifts. After each catastrophe, the cycle began again. But Alina noticed something crucial. "They're not random extinctions," she said. "Look at the timing." Each civilization reached a similar technological threshold, then attracted attention from beyond Earth. Then the planet itself triggered extinction-level events, preserving some humans while wiping out the invaders. The display shifted to show modifications being made to surviving human populations, subtle genetic changes, preserved and enhanced with each cycle. "Earth has been breeding us," Takumi said, his voice a mixture of awe and horror, like a gardener selecting traits across generations. "Not breeding," Alina corrected. "Preparing. Each cycle, we get closer to whatever final form Earth needs us to take." Her communicator crackled. "Dr. Rice," Admiral Chen's voice came through, strained with urgency. "Supreme Director Zorix is broadcasting on all frequencies. He's demanding to speak with whoever controls Earth's defense system." "Put him through," Alina said. A harsh, multi-toned voice filled the chamber. "We know what you've discovered," Zorix said. "We've seen this before. The sanctuary worlds, the guardian species. Your Earth is one of 17 such planets we've identified. Why attack us then? Alina demanded. Because your world is different, Zorix replied. The others are defensive only. Yours has been building towards something more. We came to stop what's coming next. The liquid metal display shifted again, showing Earth from space, but changed, its continents rearranged into patterns that seemed almost intentional, like a circuit board or a face. The final activation sequence requires human genetic keyholders at all 7 sites simultaneously, Zorix continued. If that happens, Earth won't just defend, it will awaken. And when it does, our entire galaxy faces extinction. Alina looked at her tablet showing the 6 activated sites pulsing with energy, waiting only for the Antarctic node to complete the circuit. Her hand hovered over the activation panel as understanding dawned. We're not just Earth's defenders, she whispered. We're its detonator. Alina stood frozen at the activation panel, the weight of possible galactic extinction heavy on her shoulders. The communicator buzzed with urgent messages from the other sites. The alien bombardment was intensifying, Earth's shields failing sector by sector. We don't have a choice, Takumi argued, watching the destruction unfold on his tablet. If we don't activate the final node, humanity dies today. And if we do, the entire galaxy might die tomorrow. Alina countered, her hand still hovering over the panel. The liquid metal display shifted again, responding to her indecision. It showed new images, not of Earth's past, but of the alien fleet's home systems. Planets stripped of resources, indigenous species subjugated or exterminated, entire ecosystems engineered to serve a single purpose. They're not telling us everything, Alina realized. Zorix claims they're trying to save the galaxy, but look at their history. Before she could elaborate, the chamber shuddered violently. A breach alarm sounded. Alien forces had penetrated the ice shield above and were descending toward the Antarctic facility. Dr. Reyes. Admiral Chen's voice crackled through. New York and Tokyo shields have failed. Alien ground forces are deploying again, but they're different this time. Mechanized units, no biological components for our defenses to target. The cube in Alina's hand pulsed urgently, projecting what appeared to be schematics for Earth's completed defense network. Studying them, Alina noticed something crucial. The design wasn't offensive. It created a perfect containment field, but oriented inward, not outward. It's not a weapon, she whispered. It's a cage. Understanding crashed over her like a wave. Earth isn't preparing to attack the galaxy. It's containing something inside itself, something the aliens want. The liquid metal shifted again, showing the planet's core. Not a simple iron-nickel sphere, but a complex structure surrounding a pulsing energy signature identical to the one powering the alien fleet's most advanced technology. They're not here to save the galaxy from Earth, Alina said with sudden clarity. They're here to extract whatever's inside Earth, the same energy source they've depleted everywhere else. As if confirming her realization, Zorix's ships began a new attack pattern, focusing concentrated energy beams on specific tectonic weak points. They're trying to crack the planet open, Takumi gasped. A security feed showed alien troops breaching the upper levels of the facility, their mechanized exoskeletons immune to the biological defenses that had stopped the first wave. Dr. Reyes, came Professor Vasquez's voice from the Nazca site. Something's happening to us. To all the interface subjects. The genetic modifications are progressing rapidly. We're changing. Across all active sites, the specially adapted humans were transforming, their consciousness expanding, neural networks reconfiguring to process vast amounts of information. They were becoming something new. The final form Earth had been cultivating across 7 cycles of civilization. It's a hive mind, Alina realized. Earth needs us to think collectively to operate its full defense system. The chamber doors began to melt under alien cutting beams. With seconds remaining, Alina made her decision and slammed her hand onto the activation panel. The ancient machinery hummed to life as her genetic signature triggered the final sequence. I hope I'm right about this, she whispered as the Antarctic node connected with the other 6, completing Earth's evolutionary masterpiece. The transformation hit Alina like a tidal wave of consciousness. Her mind expanded beyond the confines of her skull, connecting simultaneously with the 6 other genetic keyholders across the planet. Their memories, knowledge, and perceptions merged into a collective awareness that transcended individual identity. We are the interface, they thought as one, their voices resonating through the ancient communication network. We are Earth's final adaptation. Through their shared consciousness, Alina witnessed Admiral Chen's hastily assembled fleet engaging the alien armada in Earth's upper atmosphere. Human pilots instinctively executed maneuvers they couldn't possibly have known, their neural patterns synchronizing with Earth's defense grid through a previously dormant genetic link. The enzyme is working, she communicated to the collective. Deploy it across all combat zones. Across the planet, production facilities, from pharmaceutical labs to breweries, shifted to mass-producing the compound Alina had discovered in human tears. When aerosolized and released into the atmosphere around alien technology, it caused rapid molecular breakdown of their biotech components. Zorix's command ship broke from the main battle, diving toward Antarctica in a last desperate attempt to reach the planetary core. Its hull glowed white-hot from atmospheric friction as it launched a salvo of doomsday charges designed to fracture the continental plate. Redirect shields to Southern Pole, the collective commanded, and Earth's energy grid responded instantly, hardening the air itself around the incoming projectiles. In his desperation, Zorix made a fatal miscalculation. His ship plunged deeper into the atmosphere than alien technology could withstand. The vessel's organic components began to break down, its navigational systems failing catastrophically. Alina felt a strange sensation through the collective consciousness, not triumph, but sadness. The interface allowed her to perceive Zorix's thoughts as his ship spiraled toward destruction. She witnessed fragmentary memories of his homeworld, once vibrant like Earth, now stripped and barren, and understood the desperate hunger that drove his species to consume world after world. They're refugees too, she communicated to the others, survivors of their own planetary collapse, searching for new energy sources. The doomsday weapon armed itself automatically as Zorix's ship began to disintegrate. Alina directed Earth's defenses to create a containment field around the falling vessel, channeling its explosive potential upward, away from the surface. The resulting detonation illuminated the sky from pole to pole, a second sun momentarily blooming above Antarctica. The remaining alien fleet, witnessing their commander's destruction and facing humanity's unexpected counterattack, began emergency jump preparations. We could destroy them all, Admiral Chen communicated through the grid. The defense system has targeting solutions for each vessel. Alina felt the collective consider this option, felt the righteous anger at the attempted invasion, the protective instinct to eliminate the threat permanently. But she also sensed something deeper from Earth itself, an ancient wisdom beyond human comprehension. No, she decided, the collective accepting her judgment. We show them what makes Earth truly different. Instead of firing, Earth's defense grid projected the contents of the memory of worlds toward the retreating fleet. Images of peace offerings from each of Earth's 7 civilizations, knowledge freely given rather than taken by force, and a message encoded in the alien's own mathematical language. There is another way. As the alien fleet retreated beyond Neptune, the collective sensed a fundamental shift in the fabric of Earth itself. The activation wasn't complete. It was just beginning. 3 months after the invasion, Alina stood at the edge of what scientists now called the Awakening Zone, a 50-mile radius in Antarctica, where the ice had melted away to reveal ancient structures merging seamlessly with newly formed organic crystalline growths. The ground hummed beneath her feet, a constant reminder that Earth was no longer just a planet, but a conscious entity slowly coming into full awareness. The latest readings confirm it, Dr. Takumi said, joining her at the observation platform. The transformation is accelerating. Neural-like pathways are forming through the mantle, connecting all 7 activation sites into a planetary nervous system. Alina nodded, her consciousness still partially linked to the interface collective. Though the immediate danger had passed, the 7 genetic keyholders remained changed, serving as translators between humanity and the awakening Earth. "And the other sanctuary worlds?" she asked. "Our deep space arrays have detected similar activation signatures from 16 other planets. Whatever Earth is becoming, it's not alone." A delegation approached across the transformed landscape, representatives from the alien collective, no longer invaders but cautious diplomats. Their environmental suits had been redesigned to withstand Earth's hostile biology, though the meetings would still be kept brief for their safety. The lead envoy, Caxiris, had replaced Zorix as their representative. "We have confirmed your transmission to our homeworld," she said, her translated voice solemn. "Our Council of Elders has reviewed the data from your memory of worlds. They are reconsidering our species' path." Alina felt Earth's attention shift toward the conversation, an immense consciousness focusing momentarily on this small interaction. Through her enhanced perception, she sensed not hostility from the planet, but something more complex: curiosity, caution, and a patient wisdom accumulated across billions of years. "We've analyzed the energy signature at Earth's core," Alina said. "It's not just a power source. It's sentient, a seed of sorts." Xeris's posture changed, registering surprise. "A progenitor seed? Impossible. They're only theoretical." "Not theoretical. Dormant," Alina corrected. "Earth isn't a weapon. It's an incubator designed to nurture this consciousness until it can emerge safely. That's why the defense system is oriented inward, not to trap something dangerous, but to protect something precious during its development." Around them, the transformed Antarctic landscape continued its subtle reshaping. Plants unknown to botanical science unfurled toward the sun, their DNA neither fully terrestrial nor entirely alien. "Our scientists believe Earth is the first of the 17 sanctuary worlds to begin final emergence," Alina continued. "The others will follow, creating a network of living planets, a collective consciousness on a scale we can barely comprehend." Xeris's translator struggled with her next words. "And humanity? What becomes of your species when Earth fully awakens?" Alina smiled, feeling the gentle pressure of Earth's awareness in her mind. Not controlling, but inviting. "We're not being replaced. We're being included. Earth needs us, just as we need Earth. Together, we're becoming something neither could be alone." In the sky above, stars seemed to pulse in synchronized patterns as distant sanctuary worlds responded to Earth's awakening. The cosmic conversation had begun, and humanity, after 7 cycles of evolution and preparation, was finally ready to join it. "The invasion was never going to succeed," Alina said softly. "Not because of our weapons or defenses, but because you misunderstood what Earth truly is. It's not a resource to be harvested or a territory to be conquered. It's our partner in something far greater than either of us imagined."